Hello, my dear students. Today I am going to teach a new topic about adverbs. Chapter 12 Adverbs. Before beginning this topic, let us see that what is meant by adverbs. The definition of adverbs. Some words tell us how, when, or where something was done or is being done. Some words tell us how, when, or where something was done or is being done. These words are called adverbs. For examples, loudly, sweetly, slowly, etc. Let us read these sentences. He walked slowly. He walked slowly. In sentence first, the word slowly tells us how or in what manner he walked. How or in what manner he walked. The word slowly modifies the verb walked. In second sentence, we can see that he rose very early. He rose very early. When he rose very early. In sentence second, the word very tells us how early he rose. The word very tells us how early he rose. The word very modifies the adverb early. In third sentence, he is quite sure. In sentence 3, the word quite tells us how sure he is. How sure he is. The word quite modifies the adjective sure. Now let us learn about the kinds of adverbs. Kinds of adverbs. Adverbs of manner, adverbs of place, and adverbs of time. First of all, we can see that adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner shows us how or in what manner an action is done. How or in what manner an action is done. Politely, easily, happily, sadly, etc. Sometimes you can be politely, easily, happily, sadly, etc. Examples, he works nicely. How he works nicely. I baked the cake carefully. How I baked the cake? I baked the cake carefully. He did his homework lazily. How he did his homework? He did his homework lazily. Hamid is playing music loudly. How the Hamid is playing? Hamid is playing music loudly. She speaks softly. How she speaks? She speaks softly. The second one, we can see that adverbs of place. Adverbs of place tells us where an action is done. It is important that you have to remember it. Where an action is done. It can be there, outside, inside, backward, etc. Two cars were parked outside. Where the cars were parked outside. The children were playing upstairs. Where the children were playing? The children were playing upstairs. He ran there. Where he ran? He ran there. Then third one is adverbs of time. When an action is done. When an action is done. He came yesterday. Yesterday shows about the time. He came. When he came yesterday. We shall now begin to work. When shall we begin to work? We shall now begin to work. He called her a few minutes ago. When he called her a few minutes ago. Once again, we can go through these lessons. Read the sentences. He walked slowly. In sentence, the word slowly tells us how or in what manner he walked. In second sentence, the word very tells us how early he rose. In third sentence, the word quite tells us how sure he is. Again, we can see that kinds of adverbs. There are three: adverbs of manner, adverbs of place, adverbs of time. Adverbs of manner shows us how or in what manner an action is done. Then second one, adverbs of place tells us when an action is done. When an action is done. Adverbs of time, when an action is done. I hope that everybody understood this lesson. So my dear children, please go through these lessons 2 times and try to understand it about today's topic.